Property Investors 2022. Hey, what's up guys? Hope you're all well. So look, let's talk Turkey for a second. If you are investing in property in 2022, things are all over the place. We are up against hurdles we have never even seen or forecasted before. So I'm going to give you my lowdown on where I think you should be sat and where I think you should be focusing on 4 months into this year. So we are on the brink of World War III, but the reality is it's probably never going to happen. Ukraine is being invaded by Russia. Russia will eventually take over, and they will say to the West, look, here's the new regime, take it or leave it, and we will not pursue any more of the invasions that you are forecasting. And we are in the midst of a cost of living crisis. Utility bills are going through the roof. Petrol prices are a record high, all of these things, inflation. And then we've got record housing prices. So we are literally in a position where the media says that we're on the brink of World War III. We've got a cost of living crisis, and yet property prices are still absolutely booming. But where does that leave us is in terms of property investors? Well, I'll tell you where it leaves us. Right in the middle, right on the edge of the knife, right on top of the fence, observing what's going on and looking for the opportunity to swoop in and take advantage of them. That's all we can ever do. We are coming out of the midst of a pandemic, but the reality is that is over. So there's nothing really else coming from that effect that's going to affect the property market. But what it has shown us is people have taken the time, taken the reality of being let down by employers, that they have to take control and get in control of their own financial stability and freedom and future. And I think that has made everyone much more savvy, much more intelligent in terms of what they do with their time and their money. And with things like cryptocurrency, NFTs, and the next big thing, which will draw the entrepreneurial, naive investor, naive person into putting their money into something which potentially can deliver huge returns, but more than likely will lose the money. The cycle is becoming much more faster. Social media, TikTok is enabling people to step into these worlds much faster, much easier than ever before. And I do think that that level-headed approach to investment, not level-headed approach to some of the high-risk strategies, is why property prices continue to increase. Because if you are a first-time buyer, one of the most soundest things that you can do politically, socially, ethically, morally, whatever you want to call it, is buy your own home. And it's so easy because there's so many less barriers to entry now. Stamp duty, 95% government-backed mortgages, low interest rates, all of these things, it's just so much easier than it ever has been. New build properties coming onto the market with massive incentives. Then you've got people who have experienced huge increases in their own home. They want to take that money out, but they're not going to do the things they did in the early 2000s where they took that money out and bought themselves a nice shiny new car or a nice laptop or whatever, or go on a holiday. People are getting so clever that they're putting that money into a second property or other investments, which in turn is pushing prices up. And then you've got the normal entrepreneurs that come out, the percentage of people that turn 18 and want to go down the entrepreneurial path. They are looking to real estate because there are lots of people talking about it on social media and YouTube, and there are lots and lots of success stories. You actually haven't got to be that much of a good investor. You haven't even got to be that clever to make money in property. So it's a pretty easy path to success. And that, unfortunately, means property prices are going to continue to increase until the point where it's not sustainable or it's not worthy of a return on investment for investors. So if you are watching this video and you are a savvy property entrepreneurial business owner, you need to carry on buying, but you need to be buying the properties that slip through the cracks and that are in between the poor deals. Even though I do fire from the hip and I am pretty impulsive, I also love cycles and data. And I'll never forget that when I first got really going in property, like 2014, 2015, auctions were not the place to buy. They were going for more than what properties were being sold for on the open market. And there was definitely this homes under the hammer culture, excuse the pun, I know I've recently been on it. But you could literally take a property from the open market, buy it, stick it in the auction and make money. And there's friends of mine and people in the property world who do that as a viable strategy. But there has definitely been a shift in auction properties, and the gap between property prices that sell for at auction, not on all of them, but on some of them, to what it would sell for on the open market has increased, and it continues to massively increase. And if I look at some of the great deals I've done in the last 2 years, most of them have been purchased at auction. Most of them have been on the open market, but people do not see. There tends to be a savvy entrepreneurial business property mindset, which are looking for off-market deals, or looking on Rightmove, or looking to do options and lease options and all these things. But they are not looking at auctions where these deals are ripe for those types of strategies. And then there tends to be the auction buyer who tends to only buy what they can see in front of them. So they don't take the entrepreneurial view at auction. So they don't maximize the return or the amount of units you could get out of an auction property. And I think what's happening is the two individuals looking at the two different markets are actually missing their own opportunities. So what we need to do is we need to take our mindset, we need to take our learnings and our knowledge and our tools and apply that to where there's not many people looking at them, which is at auction properties. And I think that's where the opportunity is. In a week's time, I have 2 properties that I'm going for auction, and I'm going to be paying like 30% more than the top of the guide because it's still massively below what I can get out of those deals. They are in a huge growth area for me. They're in a massive focus segment of property type for me. They tick all of the boxes and more. And it's not because those deals are fantastic deals on the market. It's because I have the mindset, knowledge and experience and marketing savviness to know what I can do with them. So that is where the opportunity is. Moving past all of the noise, all of the distractions in the media, all of the smoke screens. Focus on what you know in terms of how to do things, types of properties, tools at your disposal, what the market is doing, and take them to an area where there is no competition. Forget lease options, forget trying to find off-market deals, forget rent to rent, forget trying to bid on the low properties on Rightmove, go into an open day with a standard estate agent. Go to the auctions and take that mindset, and that is where you're going to get the money-making, life-changing deals in 2022. But look, that's it from me. Hope you found the content rich, and I'll catch you all on the next video.